Hi everybody, my name is Olivia, and today we're here with Nathaniel Goodman. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
I have so many questions, and I guess the first one would be, why film?
I just always wanted to do it ever since I was a kid, and much to the chagrin of various family members and everything like that. But I was always movie obsessed and kind of horror movie obsessed when I was little.
That's my favorite too.
Yeah, but I'm old, so my kind of horror movies were like Universal horror movies from the 30s and the 40s. So and then during junior high and high school, I had a sort of influential teacher who was a film collector. Okay. So he collected 16mm films, and he had a little screening room, and we used to screen movies, and and that actually gave me a little bit of a film education. Read a lot and everything like that. So by the time I was ready to go to university, I sort of knew that I wanted to study film, but not filmmaking. Okay. So I sort of studied film theory.
Your teacher inspired you?
Yeah.
And what school did you go to?
Well, then I went to university in the States called Brown University. Nice. And then basically studied film and literary theory and criticism. So I actually have a background in that aspect of it. It's like, but it still comes into use in a way, and I still kind of go back and talk to students in that program and talk about how it's actually useful. Because most people who are going into that program ultimately want to end up not going to the academic side of studying movies, but they want to get in the field, right? So, I kind of use that education all the time. And then after that, I went to grad school in film at UCLA.
Okay. So you move freely between being a director, a camera operator, director of photography. What do you think you've done differently that you're able to do all those positions?
I never really intended to become a cameraman. When I was going to UCLA, I was going as a director and a writer, and even though my best friends in Los Angeles are still the ones that I went to film school with, and a lot of them are actually well-known directors, one of whom actually directed the pilot of this show, right? So I had somewhat of a technical background, so even when I was at school with them, I ended up oftentimes lighting and shooting their projects because I had more of a photographic experience than they did.
Yeah.
Not because I was better at it than anybody else. But after a year, I wasn't all that happy with the way the school was going in terms of instruction, and I really was itching to get into the field, and so I just wanted to find a place where I was going to have more opportunities to be on set, and camera was the best way to do that. So I ended up finagling my way into a position in the camera department, and then like from then on, just went through that way. But in the meantime, in between movies, I would write.
Yes, you're a writer too.
And it was all kind of trying to get to the same point, which was being able to have enough experience, for somebody to give me an opportunity to do stuff. So that, but I look at it as being really beneficial because it allowed me to, as a young person, work with really, really great directors and not be thrown off the set, so I could really observe lots of different things. So that's helped me in the shooting, and it helps in the writing, and it helps in directing.
And your networking and your reputation too probably had a play in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think honestly, when people get to know you as one thing, they like to kind of think of you in that way. Yeah. So it confuses people sometimes with me because I meet people who know me in one capacity or another capacity, and then they're surprised to actually see that I do something else. I mean, for me, it's sort of like all informing everything. So I look at it as a benefit, but oftentimes people are wondering, well, are you good at this, or are you good at this, or like what, like you used to be this, or you used to be that, I used to joke because people would say, like, do you have cards? And I never kept any cards because I just never wanted to put what I did on them, And so now, so it's interesting because I was, I was the DP on Heroes for 4 years, and then I directed an episode, and then after the series was over, you know, one of the producers called me, and like I answered the phone, and the first thing that the person on the, you know, other line said, "So what are you, a DP or a director now?" And I'm like, "Do I really have to choose? You know,
Yeah.
like, why are you calling me?" Actually, you know, so yeah, it's good to network and everything like that, but at the same time, you know, it's just something I tell people. People, they like what you do for what you do and what they know you as doing.
Yeah,
It
people
doesn't
get
really
comfortable,
translate
yeah.
over to other things. So, for example, my directing on Rain, you know, is really a great opportunity because I've only ever directed on things that I've also been the DP on. So they know me. So this is an opportunity to come in a new capacity on a show that I don't know anybody, on a show where nobody knows me, and, you know, hopefully, you know, do a good job, you know, for me and them. You know.
Of course, of course. Let's talk about promotion. You said you don't really carry around business cards, but you have a website. I've checked it out. Has that come in handy a lot?
Sure. I mean, I think everybody is checking that out. And honestly, you know, the thing that they check out most, which is actually probably the worst thing to check out, is IMDb, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, so for anybody who actually has credits, even if you're just starting out in the business, you know, just really, it's worthwhile to probably join. This is not a plug for IMDb Pro, but it's probably worthwhile to join IMDb Pro, and then you can easily make changes. There's another person who has the same name as I have, and, you know, I was getting his credits, he was getting my credits, and he's
yeah.
also in the camera department, but you know, he's an assistant, and I was a DP already. So,
Yeah.
you know, so you just want to make sure that that's as up to date as possible, because oftentimes people are not doing due diligence and actually finding out the best way to get information, right? So obviously at this capacity I have an agent and all this kind of stuff, so there's updated information available on their website and through them, but the first place that people go is to what's readily available on the
Yes.
internet. So you know, I cross-reference my my website on IMDb and on LinkedIn and, like, you know, on Facebook and, like, everything, so people can check it out. But also, the website link is on the bottom of my emails.
Okay.
But having said that, that's why you actually really have to do your own promotion, because my cell phone number is also at the bottom of my emails, and then somebody says, like, you know, emails me back, you know, can I have a link to your website, you know, and then it's sort of like, you mean the one that's actually at the bottom of your email right now, and
Yeah.
like, they don't really look at it unless you're actually spelling out that that's what it is.
Or maybe put it in bold or something.
No, it is. It's like, it's already blue, it's linked, you know, everything, but
They're in a rush,
they're
or-
not looking at it, right? So you
Right.
kind of have to tell them what it is, right? And then even with regard to the website, you know, there was a time when I first uploaded the website that I just started Googling it and entering it, like, over and over and
Just
over
to make
again,
sure.
just to make sure that
Yeah.
it was coming up in a Google
I've done
search.
that too.
Yeah, but you have to do it.
You have to.
You know, or you pay money
Get
to
somebody else.
Google. No, like,
Or-
you can pay money to Google, and,
Yes,
and
have it
that
at the
will,
top.
it'll, you know,
Boost it.
right. So, yeah, so you definitely need to do that. And, you know, now the creation of websites is easy. I mean, there are website builders and, you know, or, you know, blog sheets and, like, you know, or Vimeo or anything like that. So it doesn't matter, I think, what capacity you're in. You can really actually just spend, you know, a
Yeah.
little amount of time and
Get it up,
and get it
promote
up.
yourself.
Right.
And before I let you go, if there was another job you could do on set, other than the ones you've done already, what would you do?
I think I would act.
Yeah?
But yeah, but I think I'm a terrible actor.
Oh, you never know till you try.
And so, you know, but you know, it would be I think I would like to have the experience of having gone through and doing it, but I cannot remember dialogue.
Do you think if you put yourself in one of your films?
No, it's never gonna happen.
No?
No.
I always thought that would be cool if I was a director.
You know, I'm not really. I don't really think that way. You know, I mean, but I really have a lot of admiration for people who can do that and actually put themselves out. I have no problem making decisions and everything like that, but there's an emotional life, you know, with regard to acting that I think is very, very special, and I don't think everybody can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, thank you so much, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Ciao, everybody.
Bye.